So another trucker. When owner operators have to rise to the occasion. Yeah, man, right now it is 6 o'clock in the morning, Sunday morning. As you can see around me, it's still dark outside. And I'm about to drive to the yard where my truck is at, and I'm finna change my starter for the first time. Never changed a starter before. So I already bought my starter here. You can't see it, but I'll display some shit. But yeah. As a matter of fact, I was out on the road Christmas Day. I left Christmas Eve, and then Christmas Day, after I did my break to continue on my route, when I tried to start my truck up, my truck wouldn't start. So, you know how I go, like, here we go. So, had to troubleshoot, test a few things, and just, did one of the old tricks, found the starter, tapped on the starter a few times with a hammer, make a long story short, and my truck started right up. So, that whole trip, going to North Carolina and coming back to Chicago, I had to leave my truck running because as of lately, I don't really like idling my truck. But I had to leave it running because I didn't want to take a chance with my shit not starting again. So the day after Christmas, I called my mechanic, or text him or whatnot, and to see if I can get my shit in the shop this that Friday, you know what I mean? But my mechanic told me they weren't gonna be back in the shop till the 2nd after New Year. So I'm like, what do I do? Because there's some other stuff I need to get done. I need to get a PM done too. So within that time, I'm like, you know what? That's when it's time for me to rise to the occasion. Fuck it. I got the tools. I'm gonna change my own starter. And yeah, here we go. So gotta take matters in your own hands sometimes, man. This will come with being responsible for your own equipment or being an owner operator. And yeah, gotta rise to the occasion. But this ain't gonna be no how-to video. You know what I'm saying? This is my first time doing it, so I need full concentration on what I'm doing. But I'll lay some shit out, show y'all the tools and show you where to start at, but I'm not gonna be able to video record every step of the way. If this was something that I have done before, I already knew what to do, I wouldn't mind recording it. But right now, I know it's gonna be a little challenging because the starter where it's at in the DD15, it's a little tricky. It's a real tight spot. And I ain't got time to be trying to work shit and record at the same time. I'm not even finna hold you up. So, but I'm just making this video, man, just to make that just to make the point, man. Like this part of what come with being an owner operator. Sometimes you got to be proactive. You get tired of shops busting you upside the head. You get tired of this shit. I know I am. Especially when it comes to stuff that I can do myself. So, yeah, we finna go ahead and get it done. So I'm finna head out to the yard. I woke up early this morning, about 2:30 this morning, went to the gym, came back, had me a bowl of grits and some coffee, and I'll be ready to go. And getting my shit started at the crack of dawn. Ain't playing no games, so see y'all at the yard.
She's in personal development, but she don't like me enough. And so I gotta say, bitch, fuck her. Because this is what it is. And I have to afford, and I don't be mad about it. Well, fuck the bitch. No. Yeah, she fine. Yeah, we got a lot of the same things in common. Yeah, that bitch smell good. Yeah, we have some pretty babies together. But she don't like me enough, and I can't fuck her. And it is what it is. Yeah. It's that simple.
Yeah, because if she don't like you enough, everything else falls apart.
It's always gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
It's always gonna be a problem. And more than that, it's not that she don't like me enough. It's if I were to continue to deal with her it will erode at my self-image and self-worth, because I'm dealing with somebody who doesn't really like me that much. And what you don't understand is your self-image drives everything in your life. And that's the reason a lot of people aren't successful, because their self-image. So I'm letting her erode my self-image. It's gonna affect every other area of my life and my subconscious. If I let her treat me less than I feel like I am, I'm gonna start to think that I'm less than that, because I'm accepting it. And then every other area of my life is gonna be reflecting that area. Bitch, it's too big of a thing for me to let that shit slide. Everything in my life has to remind me I'm a fucking king for me to be able to produce and act like.
So we done made it onto the truck. Sunlight outside. Actually, I was just sitting in my car bullshitting for a minute because I ain't really want to get out because it's raining. But I'm gonna go ahead and go through with it. So just laying out all my tools. Good ratchet set, DeWalt. Good socket set. What's the name of this company? I got both of these off Amazon. Nico. And yeah, man, I definitely had to upgrade from my original tool set. My pops had gave me this tool set some years ago, and it came in handy. It definitely came in handy, but you know, I hear people talk about the difference in quality in tools. You know, like Craftsman. From what I hear, Craftsman used to be a good tool company, but a lot of people say they shit now. So, but I can tell you right now, you know, from using this little tool set right here, I can definitely tell the difference between I could definitely tell the difference between this ratchet, the difference in quality between this ratchet and this one. Total difference. So, hey man, if you ain't got you no tools, especially if you're responsible for your own equipment, you know, you might want to invest in you some good tool sets, man. You know, the cheap shit only gonna get you. The cheap shit only gonna get you so far. As you can see, this shit don't even stay together. You know, this shit right here, it stay tight all together. Got the impact wrench, full size, and I got me a compact impact wrench as well. And I'm gonna eventually get the impact wrench that's it's bigger than this, but it's shaped like this. So yeah, that's what we working with, man. I did my research. You know, looked at some videos. That's all I can do. You know, we got a do-it-yourself library on YouTube, so that's what I got to go by. And I pretty much got all the tools that I need, or at least I think I do. I bought some tools yesterday just in case I need some extra extensions, because it's gonna be kind of hard. It's gonna be a challenge to get to one of the bolts to unbolt that starter. But this is the new starter right here. This is what it looked like. Yeah, that boy big and heavy. I didn't think I didn't know a starter was this big. But yeah. So you could imagine what the old one looked like, but I'm gonna show you what that looked like too. Since it's raining outside, I don't have no board or nothing to slide on, so I'm gonna use this old coat I've been holding on to. I always keep this jacket. Been having this jacket for probably about 6 years, 7 years, but you know, I keep it in my truck just in case I need it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go ahead and get down and dirty and slide on that floor. But I got me some mats that's just been sitting in the back of my car that I don't use, so I'm gonna try to lay these out the best I can. But yeah, man, gotta make it work. Here we go. So next thing I gotta do, I have to, before I even start playing with the starter, I have to disconnect these batteries. So, you know, some people say, you know, disconnect the the positives. I don't know if it's kind of dark. I ain't got my flashlight in my hand, but disconnect the positive. I'm just gonna disconnect them all. And I got to take this fairing off right here. So this shit pretty easy. Lift these up. Get it and put it on out of there, man. It's pretty easy. But the first thing, though, before I even start playing with the batteries, got to hit this kill switch. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit this off. And go ahead and take this little fan off and start right there. Oh, I'll show y'all what the starter look like too. So here we go. Started right there. Tucked in between this frame. You know, now I understand why a lot of drivers, more experienced drivers, especially, you know, owner ops and mechanics or whatnot, why a lot of people like the Detroit 60 series, not just because of the performance, because shit is more easier to get to. You know, on these newer engines, shit is a little bit more harder to get to. But like I say, man, I ain't finna go through every step of the way with this video. This is my first time doing this. I need full concentration, but you know, I'm just gonna show y'all what it look like when I'm dealing with. So I gotta get up. I can't just pull it out from right here. I gotta get up under there. I gotta disconnect wires. So yeah, that's what we dealing with. So that's the old starter right there. So we done took the fairing off. Got access to the batteries. So I'm finna go ahead and see which one of these sockets is gonna fit. Get this shit off. And then I'm gonna have to slide back and forth under this way to get to the starter. So yeah, here we go. So yeah, man, disconnecting these batteries. I'm using a 15 millimeter socket. So I'm disconnecting the negatives right now. And like I say, forgive me for sounding clueless, but hey, we taking a crack at this shit. So like I say, I'm disconnecting all the wires. I damn near almost shocked myself over here. So I'm like, you know what? Let me go on this side and disconnect this shit. So, and anytime, I can tell you one thing, anytime you taking things apart, you know, make sure you keep your screws and your washers together. Like right now, I'm keeping all my screws for the batteries right here on the side of the seat. And you know, if you got to take a picture of everything that you took apart to remember where everything go or how it go, then that's what you need to do. But I'm gonna go ahead and finish doing this real quick. Okay, what the paper plates is for? So basically, I got all the main negative and the positive wires disconnected. So I just put paper plates. I had to use something because I don't want these wires touching anything metal. So I just went on here and put paper plates. I don't know if this is the right thing, you know, but I went on here and put the paper plates under the main wires, so they wouldn't be touching shit. So we see how it go. But yeah, I got all the main positive and the negative disconnected. So we finna go ahead and get up under this truck, man. See what's good with this starter. So the next thing I gotta do is disconnect, get all this shit disconnected, all these wires. But this trip, I think it's called a trip wire, if I'm not mistaken. But this, god damn, this, the little rusty screw right there, if you can see it. Yeah, man. Yeah. this right here. So I'm gonna take that off first. So as you can see, I was able to get the trip wire off or whatever it's called, and it's 2 wires that I disconnected right there where those red spots at. So I got them out. Took me a little time to find the right bit, but the only thing I messed around and was turning the wrench the opposite way on this on the right side with this post right here. So I broke the screw. Broke the screw, but the screw is still in there. So I don't know how I'm gonna get this out, but I do got I got a box of assorted screws, nuts, and bolts, so I'm pretty sure I can find something in there, so I should be all good. But yeah, I think the next thing I'm finna do is go ahead and crawl up under here and see what I'm looking at. I know I gotta disconnect these positive wires. Let's see. Yeah, you see that right there. We get that off, so and right there, man. Yeah, man. So here we go. And there we go. About 5 hours later. It took me 5 hours to take this motherfucker out, man. But as you can see, that's the old one. And this is the new one I'm gonna put in. And you can see I'm shaking. Because it's raining, it's cold, and I just reached a milestone. And I'm finna go sit in my car and warm up. And come back out here and knock this shit out. Hopefully it'll be easier to get it in than it was getting it out. Damn, I'm shaking like I'm... Whew. Finally. So we got the start in. And I've been working on this shit since 8 o'clock this morning. It's 5 o'clock in the evening right now. And we got that bitch in. We got it in. Brand new start. Not me, first time. Yeah. Already started. I gotta pick up all these tools and shit. It's been a real long day. It's been a productive day, but it's been a real long day. Took longer than what I thought it would be. But see, this is why I plan out whole days to work on shit, because just because it look easy for somebody else don't mean it's gonna go that way for you. So it didn't go that way for me today. But we got it done though. We got it done. I'm wore out. Just hopped out the shower, man. And it just feels so good that it's done. And I had to get it done. I put myself under pressure. The first 2 hours, you know, I was starting to doubt myself, man, because I don't know about other trucks, but replacing the starter in the DD15, it'll make you pissed off at the engineers and the manufacturers who made these trucks. Like, why the fuck did y'all create these trucks like this? So can't nobody get the shit. So like, we have to go to a shop. It's ridiculous. Now I really see why people, you know, a lot of truckers prefer, you know, D60s. You know what I'm saying? Caterpillars, older engine models, man, because these new trucks, yeah, that shit, everything is just so hard to get to. And it was a bitch getting that start out, man. It took me about 5 hours. It took me about 5 hours just to get it out. So, but it took me long today because, man, it really wasn't all that cold outside. It was probably between 45, 50, but it was raining. It was raining all day. And I was out there soaking wet. And I had to take breaks, intermissions, you know what I mean, to go sit in my car and warm up. And then I gotta go, when I get a chance, man, I gotta wipe my leather down. Good thing I got leather in my shit. Cause I was soaking wet, man. I hope I don't get sick from this shit, but it was worth it, man. But like I say, the first 2 hours, I started to doubt myself. But I was locked in when I tried to unscrew a bolt off a post. I don't know if you remember the part where I showed you, it was like where a trip wire, where I had to disconnect like some type of trip wire, if I'm saying that right. But right under the trip wire, it was two wires hooked up to brackets. And I disconnected both of those wires. Well, I had to unscrew them. And turns out I ain't even need to do that because those wires, I thought those wires were connected to the truck, but they was connected to they came with the original starter. That's how the starter is built. But one of those posts, I screwed it hard the wrong way and it broke. So once I did that, it wasn't no going back. Because I really was starting to doubt myself, thinking I should have took OG's advice. Because OG told me, well, you should just see if the truck start up. You know, it start up, ride. If something happened on the road while you on the road, you had a starter with you and you just, you could take it to somebody that had them put it on. I thought about that. I definitely was thinking about it today. But once I broke that post or that screw off the first starter, I was stuck. It wasn't no going back. So I had to figure it out. And it was a little tough. But when you got the tools, when you got the right tools, you can do a lot. I ain't gonna go as far as say you can do anything, but you can do a lot. A lot of work you can do yourself if you got your own tools. So, I showed y'all a few tools, tool sets and shit that I was working with. Got more tools. You can never have enough tools. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, this is just one of them cases, man, where owner operator had to stand up and rise up to the occasion, man. It was pressure. And I got a load, it ain't like I'm on time off. I got a load in the morning. So, yeah, that shit was ugly. If the weather was better, it probably would have been a better experience. Probably could have had it done. Everything done with at least within them 5 hours. Like, I don't know how long it takes shops to do it or anybody that's done it before. But yeah, for me, it took a minute. So, but I'm glad it's done. And what can I say? But like I said earlier, if I can remember, this was not a how-to video. I said no, not a how-to video. I just was showing y'all what I was doing, what I was approaching, doing. Just giving an update and just showing people how you gotta rise to the occasion. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't tooting my own horn, but this is the difference between winners and losers in life, period. But in this, see, I was willing to get out there in that rain. It was painful. I was halfway through this shit, man. I was starting to regret this shit. But once I got that starter off, I'm like, okay, I got it. You know what I'm saying? I'm halfway there. But this is the difference between winners and losers in this shit. What you willing to sacrifice? What you willing to do to push yourself forward? because anything worth having gonna come with some pain and some sacrifice. And today was kind of painful. It was kind of painful. Being in the rain all day, having to crawl up under this truck, and I'm crawling back and forth numerous times. I ain't got no cardboard. Cardboard wouldn't have made no difference today because it was raining. Yeah, it was just ugly, man. Having to crawl under there and be bunched up under this. Just, yeah, that shit was low key a nightmare. Low key, but hey, got this shit done, and you know, we gonna keep on trucking, man. So hope you got something from this. You know, like I said, this wasn't no how-to or do-it-yourself video. I was just giving a glimpse of what I was doing, you know, especially for people who don't even know what a starter is or where the starter is at. So just if you ever come across this situation, you already know what you're dealing with. And, you know, you don't need my video for a do-it-yourself video. They got plenty other videos for do-it-yourself shit. That's how I learn. So, but yeah, man, we gonna go ahead and keep it on down the road, man. Y'all be easy. Vonnie, you see another trucker. Gone.